Saturday activities, and getting the variac ready for the new circuit breaker. Good evening, YouTube. It is 8:59. Might as well say 9 o'clock in the evening on a Saturday evening. I had a rather eventful day. I had to go to my son's house to look at their stove and their washer, and I had told my daughter-in-law that there really wasn't nothing I could do, probably. Sure enough, it's the case. Of course, she didn't tell me the whole story. Seems that their washer is a Samsung, obviously electronic. You know how that goes. And the stove is not a Samsung, but it's an electronic type of range, and it did have at least a schematic with it. But there's really nothing I can do for the problem they're having. Is she says that sometimes she presses the preheat button on the stove and it won't work, but sometimes it does. I said, well, just keep pressing that button, is all I can do. It's obviously a bad solder joint or connection of some kind, because I told her, I said, the components in there don't go bad and good. I said, they either go bad or good, one or the other. And same thing with the wash machine. She says sometimes she can hit the start button on it and it will start, and then other times it won't. And I said, well, again, same thing. If it works some part of the time, then it's an intermittent problem to where it'd take me forever to track it down, something like that, because I don't really understand. And I didn't have a schematic for the washer, and the washer is far more complicated than that oven was. But I said, it could take me a year to track down a bad solder joint. I said, that's just the way it works. And here the whole gist of it was that she has extended warranty on at least on the washer, I think. And that she has been in contact with those people, and they wanted to replace the washer, but she didn't like the one they was going to replace it with. So I think what they came up with a solution was that they would just pay her the replacement value for it and let her choose whatever she wanted. I said, okay, problem solved. But she said, well, in the meantime, I have to drag all her laundry to the laundromat or to a friend's house. And well, and then also come find out, I told her, I said, well, these Facebook yard sale lists all over the place. I said, I know you've got one that's there. She said, yeah, we got one. I said, you can pick up an old Maytag or GE or Whirlpool, something like that, for $25. Put that in here until you get your new one. And she said, we've got one out in the garage. It's okay. So anyway, I sat there and had a nice little visit with her and the kids. Son, he was at work. And that was another thing she failed to mention was where they live on US 50 there, just out of Aurora and Dillsboro. They basically got one side of the highway closed. It's a 4-lane highway, and so the one side on the other side of where they live there, the opposite lane going the other way, has been turned into a 2-way, highway until they get the other side done. And so I didn't really even know how I was going to get into the driveway, but I did manage to get there. And she said, well, there's a big hole there, kind of watch out for that. And sure enough, there was. They had taken a whole section of that concrete out. And I mean, if I would have got into that, I would have been in my little car. It would have ate it up and I would have been in it. So at least I avoided that. But anyway, we did have a good little visit, and it was my granddaughter Brianna's birthday today. She's 15. She's way taller than I am. That girl's growing like a weed. So she was all excited because in Indiana you can get your permit when you're 15. So that's what she wanted to do, and I think she's probably pretty well prepared for it, because my son believes in letting his kids drive their vehicles around the yard at least, you know, and things like that, where they get used to them. And that's a good thing to do, you know, I think. Anyway, so I did that. Kylie got to go with me. It was a last-minute type thing. I had to take her to work yesterday, and when I got back, my daughter texted me and said that, you know, if Jordan, that's my oldest granddaughter, doesn't have to work till later on, she said, if you can get her, Kylie here back by 4, you know, she can go with you. And I said, okay, so we did. I picked her up from work, and we went out, and like I said, and then, so anyway, that was a good afternoon's worth of, or day. Actually, we got up kind of early, and that was another funny story. Let me tell you this real quick before I Bob, I was talking to him yesterday, and for some reason he said something about, because he had a lot of clocks to set, excuse me, he was gonna set some back, and I misunderstood what he said, and I thought tonight, that last night was the night you had to set them, you know, back. So I had all mine set back, and, you know, thinking, you know, my phone automatically changes, and I had the alarm set for whatever time, and of course I woke up long before the alarm went off, and got up, and we went out there, and I was talking to my daughter-in-law, and she said, no, that's not till tonight. So I was telling everybody it was already done, so, you know, anyway, that's kind of a funny story. Reason I'm here tonight is the variac, the little circuit breaker that I've got ordered, is supposed to be here tomorrow. I started to say tomorrow, but it's Sunday, Monday for it. It's in Indianapolis now, and so I thought what I would do, because I probably won't be using it until then, is go ahead and pull that out from its little landing place there and try to get it apart well enough to where I can use it, or not use it, but change that out. And I'm trying to figure out how I can do this without, I think if I turn the switch off, I'll have what I need, because I won't have any electric going to it, and I think that's all I need to do. But I have my Harbor Freight special light there. I took that with me today, thinking I might have to use that, and I had some other tools with me. I had my little clamp meter, because I figured that'd handle anything I ran into, and it's small enough it'd fit in my pocket. So like I said, that's what I think I'm going to do, so stay tuned, and we'll try to see if we can get that out from underneath that soldering station, and everything else is over there, so let's try that. As usual, my bench is cluttered. I don't know what happens to it. It just sort of gets that way. I bought all that stuff at Dollar Tree and just sort of laid it all out here, and then I got all my tools I took today and just laid them up here, and you know how that works. Built-in clutter. Clutter upon clutter upon clutter. And of course, these are little bags here. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they're all from those capacitors that I sorted and put away. So I'll try to get some of those moved out of the way also. And there's my old, or not old one, but that's the one I tried to put in, that cartridge for the label maker. And yeah, I had some of this wire, but this other wire I got a little bit lighter than that, I think. Not really sure. Got a couple of things here I got to get rid of or done on this variac. This has to be clipped. This has to be removed completely. We'll put that up there out of the way, and we'll clip this here out of the way. Easy enough to do. And I'll remember to put that back, because I like that in there, hold that around there where it stays out of the way. And we'll get that up out of the way, and this goes over here out of the way. And there, and we have everything out of the way. How's that? Is that good or what? Alright, I got 2 screws, I think, is the only thing that holds that in, is 2 screws. I think. One here. Neither one of them are screwed in very hard or very whatever, because this thing weighs a ton and it's not going to go anywhere. That screws just sort of steady it, I think. That's all they do. Now this will be a little tricky. getting around this. Let me put that in there before I get that lost or something. I still didn't find my fuses. I know they're here somewhere. I don't know where. I'm beginning to think it'd be better off taking that out because I can't. It's going to take me an hour and a half just to get this one screw out because I can't see what I'm screwing. Alright. What's it going to take to get that out of there? Oh, looky there, it's nice and easy to see now. How about that? Alright. Now, that's out of the way. That's the only thing that holds it in there, I think. Pretty darn sure. And this should just slide over here. This will come and stay here. That's the power for the control panel. Keep that up out of the thing so it doesn't get lost underneath. Oops, scared myself. I turned it on. Alright. I'm going to put this on here so I don't lose this. Alright. Now this gets held on by that screw right there. And the other one on the other side, I don't know if there's some on the bottom too, I think. Not really sure though. I don't really want to take this too far apart before I unhook it, or turn it off I should say. You guys seeing everything here? I don't think you are. There we go, how's that? Now this is our input voltage here. This is the brown wire here is the one that goes to the AC adapters, the wall warts, to power the meters. So that's the one I need to hook into for the DC, if I can get around to doing that. I'm thinking if I turn this around this way, this might be the best way to get it the other side. Yeah, and it is. Now the switch is off, so I'm thinking that should not be alive inside, just up to the switch, I think. Yeah, that comes off without that, I think. I won't put those screws there so I don't lose those. Yeah, see this switch here is live because these wires here are. Okay, there's my pilot light, and here's our fuse here. So that's what I have to take out. So I'm going to just leave this hang here. Just keep it out of the way there of everything. So that's really all I need to do until that circuit breaker comes in. I'll just take and change those wires out, resolder them in there, and put the new one in, and it should be good to go. Hopefully I can do this without even, well, of course I can turn the power off and use the light for that, so, because the light makes plenty of light there, and I can even concentrate the light there if I need to. So, how about that? There you go. Yeah, that'll work good. Love that light, I really do. So, alright, let me turn this back on. That's gonna conclude our little thing for tonight. That's all I wanted to do basically, is get that in there, or off there, and you know, make sure I can get to it. Like I say, once I start working on that, I'll turn the power off, and no, there won't be any live circuits in there at all then. I hope there won't be. I'll double check, because I'm a chicken sometimes when it comes to electricity. I've gotten shocked by this thing, well, by the plugs before, but you know, I don't like doing it. I don't think anybody really does, but it happens now and then. So, you guys, it's I can't see my clock now. Hoping I remember to change this clock here. 9:22 now. Like I said, I'll probably speed up some of this footage, but like I say, that's going to be done Monday. I probably won't make a video tomorrow. I have not been in the video mood the past few days, so a lot been going on and stuff that you guys don't know about, and I'll fill you in one of these days, but just a lot of stuff. So again, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you.